Service need to overhaul. That's a challenge for the Congress as well. I'm joined now from Baltimore by Congressman Elijah Cummings, a leader of the House Oversight Committee. I know you're looking into all of this. I want to also ask you about Ebola because you have a hearing coming up. But first, let's talk about the fence jumper. We're told by officials that the fence is historic. It can't be changed, or it shouldn't be changed for that reason. There are a lot of jurisdictions, competing jurisdictions. Should they make it taller? What should they do to stop all this fence jumping? They're worried also about copycats, because there are increasing numbers of this.
Well, first of all, Andrea, the system worked last night the way it was supposed to.
Right.
This gentleman was apprehended within seconds, and I'm very proud of the Secret Service. We've got to strike a balance here. We want an open society where people can walk in front of the White House. At the same time, we want to make sure that the President and the First Lady and the family are protected. So, you know, we're going to have to look at what this independent panel brings back to us. That's one of the things they're going to be looking at. And by the way, Andrea, another thing they're going to be looking at is whether or not we need more surveillance type of technology to address some of these issues, because one of the things that we do know is that we're not as up to date on technology as we should be. So we're going to wait and see what they come back with us, but keep in mind, when we look at what happened the other time when the fellow got into the White House, this time the system worked the way it was supposed to. And so I'm glad to see that.
And the dogs certainly did their job, and of course the
dogs did their job. That's right, and they're okay.
And they're okay, which is.
And the man is alive, Andrea. That's the other thing. The man is still alive. I mean, he could have been harmed very easily, but the officer showed some restraint here, and his father, they tell me, has said that the fence jumper has a history of mental illness. So, you know, and hope we don't want to see fence jumping, but under these circumstances, the system worked.
Now, I wanted to ask you, Congressman, about Ebola, because a lot of people are raising questions about the CDC updating their protocols, but why weren't those protocols issued initially to properly protect health workers? What do you want to hear from the government at the hearing tomorrow? And I understand that Ron Klain will not be there because he's just taken charge. I don't know if you want to hear from him or not.
Well, tomorrow, first of all, we've heard there have been several hearings that put a microscope on what's been happening domestically. Tomorrow is going to be, the hearing is more geared towards what's happening in Africa and how our troops are being trained to go over there. What are the needs? We'll have the International Medical Corps, which is going to come in and tell us what's going on the ground there, and how we can make sure that when our troops go over there, that they're able to come back safely and to hopefully disease-free. Because we know, Andrea, that we've got to make sure that we address this issue at the source, that is in West Africa. And so that's going to be our main aim. But as far as the CDC is concerned, I think the CDC has gone through a few difficult weeks, but I think they now have their act in order. They came back with these revised guidelines, and hopefully we won't see any more cases. But again, I think, again, we've got to train our healthcare workers at every single hospital. They should be prepared for Ebola. And we have to make sure that we have the proper protocol, and I think we're pretty much there. And we've got to make